is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, we begin with the high-stake rescue in the mountains of Iran. President Trump confirmed 2 U.S. airmen are safe after their F-15E was shot down Friday. The president labeled the operation one of the most daring missions in American military history. In the Middle East, a vital trade link has gone dark amid new threats. Traffic at the Syria-Lebanon border was suspended following an Israeli evacuation warning. The IDF signaled that strikes are imminent over allegations of military smuggling. Beyond the border, massive protests have gripped the streets of Baghdad. Tens of thousands responded to a call from Shiite leader Muqtada al-Sadr to condemn the offensive against Iran, demanding an immediate ceasefire and withdrawal of all foreign forces. From regional unrest to diplomatic talks in Asia, Senator Rodante Marcoleta has arrived in Japan. The senator met with human rights advocate Shunichi Fujiki on Tokyo to discuss the ICC case against former President Duterte. In showbiz, fans of the girl group Cat's Eye are on high alert. Member Manon Bannerman sparked departure rumors after wiping the group's name from her social media. And finally, a landmark finish for Philippine basketball. The Gilas women's 3x3 team secured a historic silver medal at the FIBA Asia Cup. I'm Andrea Santos. Newsline World starts now. President Donald Trump has confirmed the successful rescue of 2 American service members following the downing of an F-15E Strike Eagle over Iran, describing the mission as one of the most daring in U.S. history. More on this from Virgil Parba.
Amid the somber reflection of Holy Week, the Pentagon executed a high-stakes search and rescue operation deep within Iranian territory. President Trump confirmed on Sunday that a missing U.S. airman, injured but stable, was retrieved by special forces after his F-15E jet was shot down over the Kugiluye and Boyer Ahmad province on Friday. The president revealed that a second pilot had also been rescued in a previously unconfirmed operation, stating he kept the details close to the vest to protect the second mission. The operation was met with high praise from Jerusalem. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, citing his own family's history with rescue missions, congratulated the president on his decisive leadership. Israel officials noted they provided critical intelligence to locate the downed airmen, even pausing their own sorties to support the American effort.
All Israelis rejoice in the incredible rescue of a brave American pilot by America's dauntless warriors. This proves that when free societies muster their courage and their resolve, they can confront seemingly insurmountable odds and overcome the forces of darkness and terror. President Trump, Donald, my dear friend, once again, your decisive leadership brought another great victory to America. I salute you. We all do.
However, Tehran tells a different story. Iranian state media claimed the rescue was foiled, releasing images of what they allege are destroyed American aircraft as evidence that their air defenses struck multiple planes involved in the extraction. Despite the military tension, President Trump struck an optimistic tone in his Good Friday message, claiming that religion is growing again and that the nation is prospering like never before. But with a 10 billion Toman bounty still looming for any captured U.S. personnel and the conflict entering its second month, the resurrection of faith is being tested by the reality of widening regional war. This has been Virgil Parba, your global citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Meanwhile, China has called for justice and restraint amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, warning against actions that could further inflame conflict in the region. Faith Agustin has more.
China addressed the recent law passed by Israel Parliament, the Knesset, stressing that all legislation must uphold fairness and avoid discrimination.
第一个问题，中方注意到。
In other news, demonstrators in South Korea say the fallout from the political crisis linked to Yoon Suk-yeol is far from over as they continue to demand deeper reforms and accountability. Carlo De La Peña tells us more.
Protesters gathered, waving flags and holding signs as they voiced concerns that key issues surrounding the alleged insurrection remain unsolved.
이라고 하면 아직은 청산은 진행 중이라고 생각을 하고 있고요. 완전히 청산되지 못한 부분은 여전히 내란을 비호하는 세력들이 아직도 있고, 심지어는 지금의 정부 안에서도 고위 공무원 비롯해가지고 많은 사람들이 이른바 내란 세력과 함께하고 있는 상황이라고 생각이 드는데, 특히나 내란에 동조했었던 국민의힘이라든지 아니면 군 세력이라든지 경찰 여러 가지 권력을 갖고 있는 사람들이 어쨌든 깔끔하게 정리되지 못한 그런 부분들이 있었기 때문에 또 이것을 내란을 다시 일으키지 못하도록 확실하게 제도와 법으로서 정비하지 못했던 부분들, 아무래도 제도적인 부분들이 많이 미흡한 부분이지 않나 이렇게 생각하고 있습니다.
Many demonstrators also pointed to what they described as lingering ties between those involved and high-ranking officials, calling for thorough reforms across political parties, the military, and the police.
그 중에서 이제 해결되지 못한 일들도 아직 많다 보니까 한편으로는 무거운 마음도 들고요. 하지만 한편으로는 그 중에서 몇 안 되는 우리가 결국 성공한 일 중 하나가 우리 윤석열 탄핵이잖아요. 그래서 또 기쁜 마음도 들고 또 이 날의 작년이 날의 기억을 많이 가지고선 기억하면서 다른 투쟁도 더 힘낼 수 있는 힘을 얻으러 오자 이런 마음으로 많이 왔습니다.
Some protesters expressed concern over the pace of change, saying key demands from earlier rallies have yet to be fully addressed.
내란 종식이 안 된 부분은 이제 가장 대표적으로는 당연하게도 윤석열이 완전히 처벌이 지금 안 된 상황이죠. 저번에 무기징역으로 감형되었음에도 또 이제 항소를 했다고 들었고요. 그런 부분이 가장 대표적이고, 또 이제 당시 집회에서 많은 연대 시민분들이 원하셨던 포괄적 차별금지법 개정이라든지 기후위기 극복을 위한 에너지 전환이라든지 동물권이라든지 이런 일들에 대해서도 아직 생각보다는 많이 진보하지 못하고 있어요. 이런 부분에 있어서 아직은 많이 부족하구나라는 게 굉장히 많이 느껴지는 것 같습니다.
Among the calls are proposals for anti-discrimination laws, energy transition measures, and stronger protections for animal rights. The demonstrations highlight ongoing public pressure for institutional reforms as South Korea continues to grapple with the political aftermath of the crisis. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo De La Peña, SMNI News.
And we go back to China, for they called for justice and restraint amid escalating tensions in the Middle East, warning against actions that could further inflame conflict in the region. Faith Agustin has more.
China addressed the recent law passed by Israel's parliament, the Knesset, stressing that all legislation must uphold fairness and avoid discrimination.
你的第一个问题，中方注意到有关法案。任何立法都应当符合罪行法定、公平公正等法律原则，不应当基于种族、宗教、国籍或政治见解等区别对待。巴勒斯坦人民的合法权利应当得到尊重和保护，有关方面应当停止加剧紧张、激化矛盾的行为。你的第二个问题关于伊朗。首先，美国和以色列对伊朗发动军事行动未经联合国安理会授权，违反国际法。中方反对袭击民用设施，有关方应当立即停火，回到政治外交解决轨道，避免出现更大的人道灾难。
Beijing's foreign ministry spokesperson Mao Ning also warned that any actions that escalate tensions or deepen confrontation must be avoided, as concerns grow over the humanitarian and political impact of the measure. On the ongoing conflict involving Iran, Mao reiterated Beijing's opposition to recent U.S.-Israeli military strikes, saying they lack authorization from the United Nations and violate international law.
巴冲突再度升温以来，中方一直在以自己的方式斡旋促谈，多渠道、多层级同双方保持密切沟通，为对话创造条件，提供平台。巴基斯坦和阿富汗都重视和欢迎中方的斡旋，愿意坐下来再次商谈，这是好事。商谈的进程正在平稳地落实和推进之中，三方对具体操作模式，包括新闻报道，也有共识和约定。如果有进一步的消息，我们会适时发布。
China urged all parties to return to dialogue and communication, warning that continued military action could worsen the humanitarian situation and destabilize the region further. The remarks come as tensions in the Middle East continue to rise, with growing international calls for de-escalation and a renewed push for diplomatic solutions. This has been Faith Agustin, your citizen correspondent, reporting for Newsline World.
Meanwhile, massive crowds have flooded the streets of Baghdad and several Iraqi provinces to condemn the ongoing military campaign against Iran, responding to powerful call to mobilize by Shiite leader Muqtada al-Sadr. The details from Almar Forzuelo.
The streets of Iraqi capital were a sea of flags on Saturday as thousands of supporters of Shiite's national movement took part in a day of rage against U.S. and Israeli operations, chanting "No to America, no to Israel." Demonstrators denounced what they described as egregious acts targeting civilian areas and schools across the border in Iran. The rallies, called for by Muqtada al-Sadr earlier this week, aimed to project a unified Iraqi stance against foreign hegemony and Zionist American aggression that has destabilized the region since last February. The demonstrations have not gone unnoticed in Tehran. Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya central headquarters issued a statement praising the popular mobilization and resistance factions for their unwavering support. In a significant strategic move, Tehran announced that Iraq would be officially exempt from the transit restrictions currently choking the Strait of Hormuz. This exemption provides a critical economic lifeline for Baghdad, allowing Iraqi oil and goods to bypass the maritime blockade that has sent global prices above 100
Kara delivered the dominant ride to claim his third career victory at the Tour of Flanders, matching the record for most wins in the prestigious race. Meanwhile, Philippine women's national 3x3 basketball team made history after claiming a silver medal at the FIBA Asia Cup, falling to Australia basketball team in the final. More on this from Carlo de la Peña.
Defending champion Tadej Pogačar surged clear of rival Matthew van der Poel with about 18 kilometers remaining to secure the victory in the 278-kilometer Belgian Classic. The Slovenian star attacked on the final climb of the Oude Kwaremont, opening a gap that his Dutch rival could not close as Pogačar powered toward the finish line alone. The win gives Pogačar his third triumph in the race, equaling the record held by Van der Poel and several other riders in the event's history. It also marked Pogačar's second monument victory of the season after earlier winning the Milan-San Remo. Belgium's Remco Evenepoel finished third in his debut at the race after holding off fellow Belgian Wout van Aert. In the women's race, Dutch cyclist Demi Vollering captured the title in the Women's Tour of Flanders, pulling away from her challengers on the Oude Kwaremont to secure her third monument victory. Meanwhile, in the gold medal match of the FIBA 3x3 Asia Cup held in Singapore, the Filipino squad settled for second place after an 18-9 defeat to powerhouse Australia. Australia took control early, opening with a strong run highlighted by a two-pointer from Emma Clark to build a 6-0 advantage. Casey De La Rosa eventually put Gilas on the board with back-to-back layups, but baskets from Christy Wallace and Amy Atwell helped the Aussies maintain a comfortable lead. April Bernardino briefly sparked a comeback attempt with 3 straight points, but consecutive two-pointers from Wallace and Atwell pushed Australia further ahead. Despite late scores from Cheska Apag, the Gangaroos held on to capture their 4th straight title and 6th overall in the women's tournament. The silver medal marked a historic achievement for the Philippines, becoming the country's first ever podium finish in the women's division of the Continental 3x3 competition. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Carlo de la Peña bringing you the latest sports news.
Up next, in the Middle East, a vital trade link has gone dark amid new threats. Traffic at the Syria-Lebanon border was suspended following an Israeli evacuation warning. The IDF signaled strikes are imminent over allegations of military smuggling. In showbiz, fans of the girl group Cat's Eye are on high alert. Member Manon Bannerman sparked departure rumors after wiping the group's name from her social media. More news when Newsline World returns.
Isang pindot lang, pwede kang maka-jackpot. Mukhang masaya at easy money lang. Sa murang halaga, pwede ka na tumaya sa online gambling at e-casino apps. Mayroong sabong, slot machines, mahjong, poker at iba pa. Kailangan mo lang ng smartphone, e-wallet at internet. Pero ang aliw na ito, unti-unting nagiging bitag para sa mga Pilipino. Lalo na kung ang paborito mong artista o influencer ang mukha ng app. Mas madaling makaengganyo, diba? Parang safe naman kasi may kilalang mukha. Pero sa likod ng ngiti, sugal pa rin ang itinutulak. At syempre, mas madali ring itago ang pagkalulong sa bisyong ito. Walang pisikal na kasino o pasugalan, walang kaharap, walang accountability, kaya't mas lumalala ang adiksyon. Dagdag pa rito, maraming online gambling apps at walang regulasyon. Sa likod ng mga makukulay na interface at papremyo, nakatago ang problemang bumabalot ngayon sa bansa. Ang pagkalulong ng maraming Pilipino sa online gambling. Pwede maglaro kahit saan, kahit kailan, kahit sino, bata man o matanda, pwedeng malulong. Ayon sa mga eksperto, ang pagkakalulong sa online gambling ay nagdudulot ng matinding stress at anxiety, pagkakabaon sa utang, pagkawasak ng pamilya, pagkawala ng tiwala sa sarili. At tulad ng ibang bisyo, may mga senyales ito tulad ng hindi makapagpigil kahit walang pera, palihim na tumataya, pagpapabaya sa trabaho, pamilya o sarili. Sa bawat taya, may mga taong tunay na kumikita, mga malalaking negosyante at investors na negosyo ang bisyo ng masa. Para sa kanila, perang pumapasok lang ito. Pero para sa ordinaryong Pilipino, kabuhayan at relasyon ang nauubos. At ang masakit, tila matagal itong nahayaan. Hindi ito naging prioridad ng mga nakaupo sa taas hanggang sa sobrang lumala at halos naapektuhan na ang buong komunidad. Ngayon, sa dami ng nalulong at sa laki ng pinsalang naidulot, sa kapalalong umugong ang mga panukalang batas para higpitan ng online gambling, gaya ng pagbabawal sa paggamit ng e-wallets para tumaya, pagtaas ng minimum bet, mas mahigpit na identity verification, pag-block ng mga illegal na gambling sites, at bawasan o ipagbawal ang mga ads na target ang kabataan. Maaari itong magmukhang laro lang, pero sa katotohanan, isa itong sugal sa kinabukasan. Ang kita na dapat sa mga pangunahing pangangailangan o ipon na uubos sa sugal. At sa mundo ng online gambling, mas madali kang matalo kaysa manalo. Huwag hayaang sugal ang magdikta sa iyong buhay. Isang paalala mula sa SM9.
Pasasaan pa ang kalayaan kung ang mga alipin ngayon ay sila din naman mang-aalipin bukas.
Ibigin mo ang iyong bayan ng sunod kay Bathala, sa iyong kapurihan at higit sa lahat sa iyong sarili.
Hindi natin mapapalaya ang ating mga sarili maliban kung sumulong tayo na nagkakaisa sa iisang hangarin.
Ang tunay na makabayan ay ang tumutupad ng pagpapabuti ng kanyang mga kapwa, gaano man kaaba ang kanyang katungkulan. Naway magsilbing paalala ang kanilang mga salita upang lalo nating mahalin at tapat na paglingkuran ang minamahal nating inang bayan.
And we're back. The traffic at the critical Yabus border crossing has been suspended following an Israeli evacuation warning, leaving the primary artery between Syria and Lebanon deserted amid allegations of military smuggling. More on this from Angel Pastor.
The Dedate Yabus crossing, a vital humanitarian and commercial link, ground to a total halt on Sunday. Footage from the scene shows empty inspection halls and silent terminal gates after the IDF issued an urgent evacuation order for the Masna crossing directly opposite, citing a planned airstrike. The Israeli military alleges that the route is being used by Hezbollah for weapon smuggling. However, Syrian border officials and Lebanese Transport Minister Fayez Rassamni have flatly rejected these claims, insisting the crossing serves only civilians, diplomatic missions, and legitimate trade.
ومنفذ جديدي هو منفذ إنساني بامتياز ويقدم خدمات مدنية للمدنيين المسافرين السوريين واللبنانيين والعرب والبعثات الدبلوماسية، وهو أيضا يعتمد على الحركة التجارية لشحن البضائع في الصادر والوارد ولا يقدم أو يخدم أي عمل عسكري.
The suspension of these crossing further isolates Lebanon as the conflict enters a more aggressive phase, with over 1 million people already displaced and the death toll surpassing 1,000. The closure of safe passage for civilians adds a new layer to the growing humanitarian catastrophe. While Syrian staff remain at their posts, the gates remain locked until security guarantees can be established. This development follows Prime Minister Netanyahu's recent declaration of an expanded security zone that now reaches deep into the regional borderlands.
نحن قمنا في إغلاق المعبر وموظفينا ما زالوا على رأس عملهم بانتظار عودة أجانب لبنان للعمل لكي نعود إلى العمل بحالته الطبيعية.
As the U.S. prepares for a potential withdrawal and the Iranian regime faces the destruction of its military production, the civilians caught between Damascus and Beirut find their last remaining exits disappearing under the threat of fire. Reporting for Newsline World, Angel Pastor, SMNI News.
Meanwhile, in Indonesia has laid to rest one of 3 UN peacekeepers killed in southern Lebanon as the country mourns its fallen soldiers and demands a full investigation into their deaths. Fatima Nauzil has the story.
Captain Zulmi Aditya was buried with full military honors at the Sikutra Heroes Cemetery in Cimahi on Sunday. One of 3 Indonesian soldiers serving with the UN interim force in Lebanon killed in alleged Israeli attacks between March 30th and 31st. His remains arrived in Indonesia late Saturday and were taken to his family home in Cimahi before the funeral. Mourners gathered to pay their respects as soldiers carried his coffin in a solemn ceremony attended by family, friends, and military personnel. Those who knew him described Aditya as warm and community-minded, someone who made a point of visiting neighbors whenever he returned from his postings abroad. According to UNIFIL, one of the 3 soldiers was killed by artillery fire, while the other 2 died the following day during a convoy escort operation. Israel has denied responsibility for the convoy deaths, claiming Hezbollah planted the explosives that killed the 2 peacekeepers. The coffins were received in a state ceremony attended by Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. Foreign Minister Sugiono has since called for a thorough UN investigation into the killings. Reporting, this has been Fatima Nauzil, SMNI News.
Philippine Senator Rodante Marcoleta and Japanese UN human rights advocate Shunichi Fujiki recently met in Japan. Guy Sato is in Tokyo to give us exclusive updates.
Amid the ongoing discussions at the International Criminal Court involving former President Rodrigo Duterte, Senator Rodante Marcoleta met in Japan with Japanese human rights advocate Shunichi Fujiki. Their discussion focused on international support, political implications, and possible next steps related to the case. Senator Dante Marcoleta himself confirmed that the Japanese national who spoke at the United Nations Human Rights Council regarding the ICC case of former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte was not artificial intelligence or AI generated. According to Marcoleta, it is remarkable that a foreigner understands the situation of the former president.
Natutuwa ako dahil parang hindi siya, parang Pilipino siya eh. Nakita niya yung kawalang katarungan, yung arbitrariness ng pagkaka-abduct ng Pangulo. Wala man lang due process. Masigit pa siya sa ibang Pilipino sa atin na nakakaalam ng katwiran at kahalagahan ng hustisya na dapat ay hindi naman ganon ang ginawang pagtrato sa isang Pilipino, lalong-lalo na nga sa naging Pangulo pa ng ating bansa.
For Fujiki, who is the managing director for UN Affairs of the International Career Support Association, he said he now better understands the support of many Filipinos for Duterte after his discussion with Marcoleta.
Yeah, I really feel that former President Duterte is very much loved by their own people, and as a leader of the country, what he is doing, he has been done, is really right things to protect their nation, protect the people of the nation.
During the meeting organized by the Republic Defenders for Peace and Unity or RDPU, they discussed the possibility of holding conferences. The aim is to explain to the Japanese community the issues related to FPRD.
I really hope that the Filipino people can unite and then fight against this injustice. This is what I think, yeah.
Marcoleta thanked the RDPU for organizing his meeting with Fujiki. The senator is in Japan to celebrate his wedding anniversary with his wife.
Nagpasalamat ako sa kanya sa malaking participation niya sa pagtulong sa mga OFWs dito sa Japan, lalong-lalo na yung naglalayon na magkaroon ng interim release ang dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
We want Mr. Duterte to get the medical care in Japan, which is safe earlier. So this is a third country, so I hope that ICC will grant the interim release.
On March 28th, the RDPU and the Filipino community in Japan held various activities for the birthday of the former president. This included major events in Nagoya and Tokyo. Marcoleta also shared his message to Filipinos in Japan.
Masasabi ko sa kanila ay wag silang mawalan ng loob. Pagpatuloy nila ang kanilang ginagawa, lalo pangat sila'y nasa katwiran. At yan naman ang dapat nating maihayag sa lahat ng nakararami at lalo pa sanang tumami ang mga efforts ng mga OFW dito sa Japan. May pagtagumpay ang kanilang mga layunin tungkol sa maagang pagpapalaya kay Pangulong Duterte.
The ICC Appeals Chamber is set to rule on April 22nd on the appeal filed by the camp of former President Rodrigo Duterte regarding the issue of jurisdiction in the case. Reporting from Tokyo, this has been Guy Saito, SM9 News, Japan.
Bannerman has sparked a speculation about her future with Cat's Eye after removing the group's name from her Instagram biography. Meanwhile, the Hallyu world has been sent into a frenzy following the announcement that Mark Lee is leaving SM Entertainment and parting ways with NCT. Daniela Paulite has all the buzz.
The change was first noticed by fans on April 3, shortly after Cat's Eye teased a new release featuring only 5 members, fueling questions about a possible lineup change. Screenshots of Bannerman's updated profile quickly circulated online, with netizens debating whether the singer is still part of the group. The timing of the update has intensified a speculation, as fans pointed the absence of her name in recent promotional materials. However, no official statement has been released by Bannerman or the group's management regarding her status. As rumors continue to spread, fans are now awaiting clarification on whether Manon Bannerman will remain with Cat's Eye or if the group is entering a new chapter. In a statement released on Friday, the agency confirmed that Mark will terminate his contract after spending a decade under the label, where he rose to global fame as a key member of NCT and its subunits. He has been an integral part of NCT 127 and NCT Dream, contributing to the group's international success and strong fan base. The news has sparked widespread reactions across the K-pop community, with fans expressing shock and support for the artist's next chapter. No further details have been released regarding Mark's future plans following his departure. Mark Lee's exit marks the end of an era for NCT, as both the artist and the group move forward into a new phase. Reporting for Newsline World, Daniela Paulita, SMNI News.
And before we end, may you be inspired with the words of the Sun. No matter who you are or whatever your circumstances in life, there are always things to be grateful for. And that's all for this edition of Newsline World. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines. I'm Andrea Santos. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.